Okay, so I have some questions. It's for my class. It's called the Global Business Strategy. So they
Okay.
told us that um, they wanted us to analyze and investigate a little bit more about Disney and how it operates, and if it would be a good idea for Disney to enter Singapore, which is um, an Asian market, and why. So we've been analyzing like some external factors as well as internal factors, and that's why we've been. I also talked to Hillary.
Oh, you did. That's
Yeah,
good.
I did, and like yeah, she was very kind, and she gave me the interview, so I was really happy with that. And like thank you for taking the time to do this interview as well.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, so let's start. I have like a few questions for you.
Okay.
So could you introduce yourself, please, and tell us what your roles are in Disney?
My name's Fred. Do you
hmm
need a last name or just Fred? It's good.
Yeah, Fred.
Fred's okay.
hmm
Okay. My name's Fred, and I work at Disney's Hollywood Studios in the merchandise location of Mickey's in Hollywood.
hmm
My role is to provide guest service and merchantainment for the guests and make sure they're having a good time and enjoying themselves, and also making sure they're finding everything they need as far as any merchandise they may be looking for.
hmm And can you tell us a little bit about your roles? As far as I know, you also work as a trainer sometimes.
Yes, yes, I do train mainly what we call Tier 3, which is the running the cash register part of the um, merchantainment piece. So yeah, that I do a lot of training, and again, I actually work with a lot of new cast members that are coming in, both domestic and international kids,
hmm
cast members.
And how was the recruitment process when you applied for the job at Disney?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How was the recruitment process when you applied to work for Disney?
Um, Actually, I wasn't recruited. I came from California and went right straight to casting and
hmm
applied, and what was lucky enough to get my job the same day I interviewed.
Oh, that's very nice. And what do you consider to be the best part of working at Disney?
Working with the guests,
hmm
it's nice that they always seem to be in a good mood because it's a happy place, and um, I've always enjoyed trying to help make the guests happy. That's kind of what a lot of people I think at Disney feel. They want to be part of the magic, and it's kind of a special place.
hmm
So I always enjoyed working with the guests and getting to work with a lot of people from around the world like yourself. So it's always fun to meet different people.
Yeah, the work environment is very good at Disney. And what would you say is Disney's biggest strength and why?
Oh, guest service, definitely. They have world class guest service.
hmm
They set very high standards when it comes to taking care of the guests and making sure they're happy and they're getting what they want. They're very good at logistics of getting guests in and out, so that don't get frustrated. Uh, they're just very good at handling the crowds,
hmm
making sure the guests are getting what they're paying for, and keeping them happy.
Yeah, that's that's exactly what I experienced when I was there. And
Yeah.
how long have you been working at Disney for?
I've just had my 11th anniversary
hmm
back in March.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And what made you stay in Disney and keep working there and not go to other companies?
Well, this is actually my second career. I had
hmm
worked for another company for 28 years.
hmm
And when I retired there, I just was looking for something that was a little less stressful, a little bit more fun, something
Right.
that was I knew I could enjoy. And so it's been that way. So I've kind of
hmm
stuck around and I've enjoyed my stay. Um, Luckily, the benefits have been good. Health insurance and pensions and things like that. All of that helped me stay. so I can retire next year.
Mm-hmm. And so Disney has four principles that are called the four keys. Many people have heard about them, but they don't have a deep knowledge of what they mean exactly. Can you explain a little bit about those four keys?
I'm sorry, you broke up on me there a little bit.
The four keys.
What was that question?
Yeah, people have
The
heard
four
about the
keys?
four keys. Yeah, but like they don't really know exactly what they mean. Can you explain a little bit?
Courtesy, show, and efficiency
Mm-hmm.
are the four keys. We teach those when we do our training, of course, and how it applies to our particular role. All of them are important, and everything starts with safety. Safety of our cast members and our guests. Show, courtesy. Um, Everything we do is geared around being courteous to our guests and making sure that they're having a good time and that we share our strengths and our knowledge with them, so we know they're having a good time and maybe can enhance that experience. Show, making sure that we never break that spirit of whatever role we're playing, making sure that the guests always have that feeling that they're in a wonderful place. And efficiency, doing our jobs the best we possibly can so that, their day is gone as well as possible.
Mm-hmm. Good. So Disney has many different locations around the world. And do you consider Asia to be a potential market? And what would you think of the idea of opening a new theme park in Singapore?
If Shanghai is any indication, I think it's a great idea. Mm-hmm. There seems to be, Disney just has a reputation, I think, all over the world. And people know the brand. They know it's a good place a fun place to go, a safe place to go. It's just both for family and both for the parents and the children. It's a great place to go. And I think it would go over well almost anywhere, and especially I think we have a lot of folks in the Asian market that can identify with the Disney brand.
Mm-hmm. And do you think there would be many barriers for Disney to start operating there in Singapore?
Many what?
Barriers?
Many years?
Barriers? Many difficulties to start operating there?
Oh, difficulties?
Mm-hmm.
Probably it would just kind of depend on the government, the contracts, whether they're looking for. Mm-hmm. I know with Shanghai, there was a lot of negotiations that had to go, a lot of compromises that had to be made. Disney didn't get everything that they wanted, but I think in the end it turned out to be a good relationship. I think the same thing would have to happen in Singapore. The government would have to, and the Singapore government would have to agree on a lot of things. So there would be some difficulties, some logistical issues. But I think, again, if they've learned a lot from their opening the parks in Hong Kong, China, so I think it would probably go smoother than it did, and they've learned a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now let's talk about Disney's operations. And do you know which are the principal countries from which Disney imports its products?
China.
China.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They do. We see some from Vietnam, a few from Thailand, but for the majority, it's China.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to merchandise items, right?
Yes, exactly.
And do they have any national suppliers?
Yeah, there's some local vendors we get some stuff from. I think some of the T-shirts that are special made for special events, I've noticed have come from local vendors.
From which kind of events?
Oh, like the marathons or the Star Wars weekends when we were having them. The Villains Nights. A lot of those kind of special events.
Mm-hmm. And why is that? Why do you think they got them from national suppliers and not from China?
I think the time frame that was needed, it was much quicker turnaround and ability for them. They could pretty much customized what they were looking for in a particular event, made it probably more advanced.
So it's mainly because of time then, in those cases.
A lot of it was probably the timing.
Okay. And how does the merchandise get to the different stores? Do you know more about operations and logistics and how Disney manages to have every store ready with all the items they need?
That's not one of my jobs in Disney, but I do know a little bit about logistics. I know the merchandise mainly comes into the ports of Jacksonville and Miami, probably brought in by train from there into the stocked warehouse. And then at night, usually very early in the morning, they're brought into the locations by truck. Who gets what is a lot is determined by their volume. The bigger locations like the Emporium and Disney Springs tend to get the more merchandise because they're higher sellers.
Right.
That's a little bit I do know.
Okay, thank you. That is good to know because there is information available for us to find out, but sometimes it's always good to know like firsthand and talking to people who are already in contact with the company and its operations. So, do you think that logistic process is effective?
The Disney what? I'm sorry?
The Disney logistic process of getting the items on time and everything, is it effective?
Yeah, it seems to be pretty good. They pretty much everything that comes in the morning goes right straight to the floor. There's not a lot brought, like most retailers, they don't want a lot of room in the back. They want more sales floor area. So the idea is to keep the stock area as small as possible. So again, most of the stock comes in very early in the morning, and by the time we come in and open the store has been stocked with almost everything that was brought in the night before. So there's a lot of flow directly from the stock or the warehouse directly to the sales floor.
Okay. And now let's talk about Disney cast members.
Okay.
Disney operates in more than one country. Are the majority of cast members local?
I would say probably 80%, 85% are from America, and a lot of them are here in Central Florida, of course. We do have the college program, which you were part of. Domestically, we probably get the majority of them from colleges all over the country. And then the international, we get a lot from China, and Asia seems to be a big market for bringing in international college program, although we do get people from Brazil and Peru and different countries. But I would say that probably 85% of them of our cast members are domestic.
And why is it important for Disney to get international cast members?
Well, there's a lot of good win-win for everybody, I think, when it comes to the college program. It's good for the college program kids because they get to learn a lot about business. And Disney, you can't learn business better than from Disney, I don't think.
Yeah, that's true.
For Disney's standpoint, it's a labor source that is ongoing and allows them a lot of flexibility in scheduling and stuff that it might be a little harder for them to do with the full-time domestic.
Yeah.
So it gives them a lot of flexibility too. So I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, I think that too. And what benefits does Disney provide to its employees?
Benefits? They have a pretty good benefit package. They really do. For full-timers, it includes medical and dental and eye and pension plan, and there's long-term care. That's an option. You can get life insurance that the company provides and some extra if you want. So it's a pretty thorough benefit package. Part-timers, I think, also are offered some medical, although it's not as comprehensive. And they also can join the pension plan and some of the voluntary benefits as well. So It's a really good benefit package. I can't complain. I've been, as I said, two companies, one's for 28 years and Disney for 11, and they were very, very competitive with the other company as far as the benefit package went.
And what do you think about management? And do you think the way they also reward employees for their performance, do you think that is something that can be improved, or that is already good?
It's good. There's always room for improvement, especially when you're looking at it from our end.
Yeah.
I think they try their hardest to recognize cast members. It's a kind of company that, again, sets very high standards. And I think their management does a pretty good job of upholding the standards and making sure that the cast members are meeting the Disney way of doing business. I don't know about pay-wise, they probably wish they could make more money. We all do. But I think they do a pretty good job. I can't really complain too much.
And what do you think about the entrance fees, the park tickets, and the price and everything? Do you think there is much of a difference between the price tickets in Florida and the price tickets in California or in any other part around the world?
Well, I think they're fairly comparable between here and California. I know Shanghai's is a little less because, again, that was one of the compromises they had to make with the government over there. So they're more affordable in Shanghai. But I think you get what you pay for. Disney puts a lot of the money that they get back into the parks. I mean, right now, Hollywood Studios is under construction. There's 14 acres in the back that's being redone as Star Wars. There's another 5 or so acres being redone as Toyland, for Toy Story. We just opened Avatar in the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Epcot's got to get a few new attractions, from what I understand, maybe a couple new countries in the World Showcase. Magic Kingdom has been going through a lot of extensive remodeling. And all that takes a lot of money. So, yeah, it seems like a lot when you're paying that, but you're getting a lot of money for bang for your buck, I think. And again, it's a world class. Nobody does it better than Disney.
Yeah, that's very true. And so, I have one final question for you.
Okay.
So, Disney is known to be the place where dreams come true. Do you believe this also applies to the employees? And if we ask you the question, have your dreams come true at Disney?
Yeah, they fulfilled pretty much everything that I was expecting. I wanted a fun place to work, somewhere where I could just pretty much interact with guests and have a good time, and they've provided that. They've provided a safe place to work, free of any hassles as far as any discrimination, anything like that. But yeah, I think they fulfilled their part of the bargain. Like you say, I can't really complain.
Okay. So yeah, those were all the questions we had for you. And so I would just want to thank you so much for taking the time. And yeah, just basically that. Thank you so much, Fred.
Thank you, and hope it was helpful.
No, yeah, it was, definitely.
Okay.